Very, very proud of our performance today. We've had a tough stretch. We had today our fourth injury to a rotation player after Seba Herrera and Enzo Sharvin and Michael Kessens, and two of our captains are out, and also Colin Malcolm today injured his ankle, and still we played with tremendous energy, tremendous effort and focus, and was really a joy to coach today because of how invested the players were, and for me a very important, and for all of us a very important bounce back from one of our worst games this season against Monaco on Sunday. So headed in the right direction again.
Questions, please.
Coach, during your last visit in Vilnius, you emphasized the point of enjoying the moment, because those teams they don't spend a lot of time together, because as you said, the great players, they get poached by other clubs. How important is for you that you got this opportunity to retain that main core, not in the bond, of course, but in the next team?
Yeah, well, one of the best things in coaching is that you have a say in choosing your co-workers, and those guys, the whole team was obviously incredible last season, but 6 of the guys decided to take our offer in Paris, and they have been extremely helpful and important in establishing a winning culture and helping the club take the next steps, and also helping the new guys in getting used to the daily standards and our style of play, and what I like most is that it might have started like this, that we had like 2 teams within a team playing a little bit different type of basketball, but now, for example, today it's very hard to distinguish those 2 from each other, and I'm happy to report that we are closer and closer to playing Paris basketball, and that's something that obviously is a positive signal for the rest of the season.
Are you more confident building vision towards the future, maybe aiming to even stronger league and playing even better basketball, since you know that you can maintain the score for longer, maybe?
It's not something, I think that's more for the like club to think about, and especially for the fans and media to speculate. I have my hands full just thinking about that we have Sunday, we play against Oswell, and we somehow have to recover. Yesterday we traveled for 9 hours. Tomorrow we will have a practice here in Vilnius, and after this we fly back, and that's pretty much how my time span works. There's really no time to stop and enjoy too much or dream about something that could happen in the future. The only thing that we can affect is how well we recover now from this game, and then how we start preparing for the next game.
Well, since you mentioned time, and I remember last time you also emphasized your importance in your life to find the balance between work and your personal life. And I wanted to ask you, it's not uncommon in basketball for coaches to coach both professional club and the national team. Kazis Maksvytis does that, Lassi Tuovi also works in Virtus coaching staff. Would you imagine yourself entertaining the possibility of coaching both club and a national team, or working in national team staff? Does it seem possible to you?
It's obviously a very short time to think about this, so I don't know. To me it sounds like a difficult equation, a very difficult equation to combine the two, because I know I don't like to make a lot of compromises with the basketball side, and I have 3 smaller kids and a wife at home, and which I would also like to see sometimes. I mean, this was our 7th road trip here in the Euro Cup. Those are every time 3-day trips, so that's already, since the beginning of the year, we've spent 21 days already on the road, only here, and that's not including the French League games, which take 2 days every time. So I'm much more with the team than I'm with my family, and those are the people who are the families of the coaches and the players, who are the real people who make the sacrifices in this, so we get to express ourselves and do what we love and follow our passion. So if that type of opportunity came, it would have to be, everything would have to be thought about on an individual basis. But for sure, right now in a new competition and in a new country, in two new leagues, it sounds like a very difficult equation.
And the last off-topic question, at least it looks like basketball in Finland, it lives some kind of renaissance right now, and one of the reasons is Lauri Markkanen, of course. You spend a lot of time in Germany. Could you compare the situation between what Finnish basketball is experienced right now with Lauri, something like German basketball experience with Dirk?
It's very difficult to compare those two situations because I think the German BBL is so much higher level than the Finnish league, also from the organization standpoint, and it's in Finland ever since maybe 2011 and already a little bit before, when I was also here for the European Championships back then when we made it first time since 1995. There became a stronger and stronger following with the national team, but for whatever reason it has kind of been contained to the national team experience, where you have a lot of people following the Finnish Wolfpack, and all around the world, like in Bilbao in 2014, I think there were 10,000 Finnish fans over there, but unfortunately that hasn't trickled down to to the Korisliiga, which it would need in order to grow in let's say attractiveness. The basketball that is being played in Korisliiga, there are a lot of good coaches right already during the season. 2 have been hired, one as the head coach in Kratzam, one as the assistant in Strasbourg. So there's definitely, I don't think it's a question of the coaching talent or anything like this. It's just that it's a very different situation from Germany, where the competition is high, or then France, where the competition is extremely tight, or in Lithuania, where it's insane how many players come from such a small country, and everything is fought for. In Finland, it is much easier to kind of get to a relatively high level, but also plateau there, because the next steps are much more difficult. And what is about and it's the good thing about or the great thing about Lauri is that obviously he's inspiring a whole new generation of young Finnish kids. The number of licenses is on a big time upwards curve, and also the performances of the national team, and overall the image of the national team as a very positive collective that is has a lot of values that the Finnish people like. I think these are the important things, but you should ask somebody much smarter how to fix the club side of that equation.
Coach, getting back to this game, in the second quarter you built a 20-point lead, and it seemed like the game is pretty much over, or at least you got a comfortable situation in there, but you kept playing. And how hard is to get into the heads of the players and make them play those 40 minutes like it's it seemed like you played the close game the whole time.
Yeah, and that's the reason why I said I was very proud of our performance and how guys showed up, because it's like how you do anything is how you do everything. So if you allow yourself a little bit of relaxation on the court, this becomes very easily a part of your identity, that you're a guy or a team that plays off, and it's just easier to be 100% committed than 99% committed, and that means playing throughout the 40 minutes, and that's our expectation now. With the schedule we've had lately, we haven't been able to do this, and it really bothers me, and because that's something that we've always been very proud of and is a big part of our DNA. But I've learned throughout the years that it's like it's not about getting into anybody's head. It's almost impossible to, or in my experience, maybe somebody can do it better, to talk intensity into the players. You have to do it on a daily basis, and then whatever you do on a daily basis becomes part of your habits, and those habits, they are part of who you are. So your identity, whether it be individual or the collective of the team, and hopefully will be known as a club and as a team like this, that you know that for 40 minutes you're going to have to give everything you have, and that's why I felt like this was really a step in the right direction. What helped us also is making some 3-point shots. You know, that's the other part of the equation, that always the team and the coaching looks great when the shots are falling, but I thought we started well in the game, even though I think we missed our first 5 threes, and still I was very satisfied with the quality of our shots, and it was overall a good performance, but I don't think we have to get inside anybody's head, and that's not how our process looks like. It's just a very, very demanding process where the expectations are very high to do the simple things at a very high level.
Your both wins against Wolves were the worst in the club's history. Of course, the history is pretty short here in Vilnius, talking about Wolves, but how do you think, why did you manage to get those huge wins against this team?
Well, we shot the ball well in both games, and because of this, I think we scored in both games over 100 points, and that's, like I said, it's probably the much bigger difference maker than people usually tend to talk is luck, especially shooting luck in the games. But in both games we were very fast, we were very sharp, we were very intense, and that's kind of how it is, that you can have a plan going into a game, but if the other team takes you completely out of that plan, it's very hard to execute or do anything, and then you also can get frustrated very easily with that, which leads to a negative spiral then, and especially for a quality team like the Wolves, who are not used to this, having been 4-4 in the Euro Cup, and I think 11-1 or 10-1 in the domestic league, so they are used to winning, so it's also a new feeling for them. So,
Coach, when you see such media attention, would you like to work in Lithuania maybe one day?
yes, this is incredible. I was just saying that because we were a little bit late, and I was saying, like, if there are actually people with questions, I could gladly wait. So I'm happy somebody is interested. So I remember last year, same thing. We played, I think, next door at the Jeep Arena against Ritas, and there were also a lot of people who were interested in. And I talked with our bus driver, who happens to be a Žalgiris fan, and I was like, "You're a Žalgiris fan in Vilnius?" And he said, "It's a whole country's team." so it's fantastic to be in a country that like lives and breeds basketball, and we had our guy at the hotel who was serving the food, came to talk about yesterday's EuroLeague games, like what happened, and it's very different, and I've always appreciated this, and I think a lot of Finnish coaches actually have appreciated it, because there has been a lot of exchange of Finnish teams coming, junior national teams, to practice here, and it has always served as kind of a big brother for the Finnish basketball, and because of those same type of values of working hard and doing it together and kind of getting the maximum out of a small pool of players. So it's always a pleasure to visit this country, and it's not even -18 here like in Helsinki, so it's great running weather. Finnish summer weather, actually.
Talking about your former players, Justin Gorham was at the game. Now he played for Ritas. What did you talk about?
We met actually Justin already in the morning, and we're gonna meet up tomorrow again in the morning, and it's we have a very interesting relationship with all of our former players, basically, that they all feel part of this brotherhood, and it's a big reason why 6 players decided to take the offer in Paris also. They feel like what we do together is very meaningful, and it leaves a mark on them, and Justin jumped right in, like he was one of our own, and it's funny when those guys meet, they talk about their experiences. Are you still doing this? What about that? Is coach still crazy? Yes, and so on and so forth, but but we have a very, very good relationship on the floor. I'm super happy to see him do well. I was texting him with him, you know, a couple of weeks ago, also about how he's playing at the moment and how much he's improved, and he had his rookie season with us, and incredible to see him grow, because he was really a guy that put his really the team first, but also was trying to like develop all the time, and it's like really great to meet these guys like after a year or two, and you never know if your paths will cross in the future. But
Recently he had Euroleague
8 for 8.
Yeah,
Was-
8 for 8 and then Euroleague attention from Istanbul
Yeah.
and the Efes. Are you surprised, and do you see him in Euroleague?
No, I'm not surprised at all. Like, there are very few players who have that combination of the stretch element and then the incredible physicality. What was one of the first things that appealed to us. You know, I think he led the NCAA in offensive rebounds that last season, like 4.5 or something ridiculous with Houston per game, and he did very well for us also in his rookie season. And unfortunately for him, he got sick for 2 weeks just before the playoffs, and we had 8 imports at the time. He didn't play a lot for us during the playoffs, but had a great rookie season, and I think it also gave him tools for the future then how to approach this. We had some great veteran guys on that team who also helped him, and he fit right in, and he's definitely on the path to play higher and higher levels. But like before, you know, I hope he finds a lot of enjoyment in playing in this environment. We had the privilege last year of playing in the Jeep Arena against Ritas, and it was the loudest, along with Karšiaka, out of all the gyms, and how people here respect the basketball, and so he said himself that he's in a very, very good situation and he likes it a lot. So it at least sounds that he's able to, you know, enjoy the moment and stay in it for the moment.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Coach, your comment about the game, please.
Good evening. Not much to say. I think it's not a big history tonight. Actually, basically almost from the, maybe not from the very beginning, but from the second half of the first quarter. Paris team got a lead because of our rush, of our not the best decisions or poor decisions offensively. They got our problem was the transition defense, basically what to say, especially second quarter, because of some turnovers, and as I said, we were not able to stop them. They got a great shooting night. We tried to fight back, but it was not enough. It's big disappointment. Congratulations to the Paris team, but today we were not able to stop them.
Treneri, pati rungtynių pradžia buvo jums sėkmingesnė, 11-5 berods pirmavot ir tada varžovų spurtas 19-2. Kas nutiko, ar tiesiog galim sakyti, kad varžovai prametę pirmus metimus pradėjo pataikyti ir pasimatė tas jų tikras veidas?
Tai jūs buvot rungtynėse. Kodėl jūs visada klausat manęs, o kas buvo? Taigi jūs matėte, tai ką, ar aš tik vienas buvau tose rungtynėse?
Treneri, jūs profesionalas esate žurnalistai.
Ne, jūs ekspertai esate, atsiprašau. Jūs esate ekspertai. Tai kas buvo? Taip ir buvo. Kaip aš ir sakiau angliškai, taip ir buvo. Mes, kaip pasakyti, kažkur tai perskubėjom. Buvo berods, kiek ten 5 klaidos pirmam ketvirtį ir taip toliau ir nesustabdėm. Tiesiog paėmė ir nubėgo. Čia tos taktikos gali taip ruošiamės, ten zoninė gynybė, dar kažką tai. Kad tą žaist reikia sugrįžti, reikia apsiginti. Mes šito nepadarėm. Šitas buvo akcentuojama nuo pat pradžių ir taip toliau mes nepadarėm. Tai čia galim daug kalbėti ir galim labai trumpai kalbėti. Pažiūrėkit jų procentų. 70% dvitaškiai, 50% tritaškiai. Taip, jie metė kai kuriuos į veidą, per rankas ir taip toliau. Bet jie metė tik 13 baudų. Tai mūsų nebuvo iš tikrųjų šiandien. Pripažinkim, tiesiai pasakysiu, nebuvo mūsų.
Treneri, abejos rungtynės su Paryžium buvo labai nesėkmingos. Priežastys...
Aš sakyčiau, pirmos rungtynės buvo net geresnės. Mes 3 ketvirčius laikėmės. Ir paskui mumis nulaužė.
Tyžiai Šorcas, įmanoma šitą žaidėją jūsų komandai sustabdyti, ar tiesiog jam yra gera diena, tenka pripažinti jo talentą?
Šiandien tenka pripažinti, ką aš galiu pasakyti. Bet jeigu mes turėtume Jeffą Taylorą ir Rašidą Suleimaną, galbūt kalbėtume kitaip šiek tiek.
Naujokas papildė komandą, šiandien aišku dar jo pirmas prirašymas, bet iš tų pirmųjų įspūdžių treniruotėse šiandien kokį įspūdį palieka, ko galime iš jo laukti pagrindinių?
Aš manau, kad jisai šiandien visai neblogai tas kelias minutės, gal reikėjo ir daugiau duoti, bet nenorėjau labai mesti į tą ugnį. Bet tiek, kiek jis išėjo, jisai nieko nesugadino. Ten ir kamuolių nusiėmė, ir krito ant to kamulio pasiėmė ir pats įmetė. Palieka gerą įspūdį. Tikiuosi, kad jisai mums padės dar daugiau.
O treneri, pagrindinė priežastis to, kad sakot, jūsų nebuvo rungtynėse, ar tai yra žaidėjų nusiteikimas, ar tai yra sutrumpėjusi rotacija, kur mato tą pagrindinę priežastį?
Nežinau, galim kalbėti ir burti čia labai daug. Būna taip, aš nežinau, kažkur kaip ir patys sakėte, pradžioj pradėjom, liktai viskas gerai, žinojom kaip toliau, paskui išsimušėm, nubėgo ir mes tokie subliuškom. Ir čia tas nusiteikimas, aš manau, laukiam to nusiteikimo, bet vėlgi, nežinau, ką čia teisintis, dabar aš ką besakyčiau, skambės kaip pasiteisinimas. Turėjome mes tų problemų čia, su Šiauliais ten susirinkom ir taip toliau, bet laikas ne mūsų sąjungas vėl, bet tai niekam tas neįdomu, tu turi išeiti ir kovoti, sakau, ten galim pralaimėti ir pralaimėti, žaidė varžovas tikrai gerai, sutikite, stabdyti. Bet kiek tų buvo, kur kur mes turim pražangas, galim prasižengti, jie paprasčiausiai bum, pum, 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 op, iš po krepšį įmeta. Palaukit, vyručiai. Tai aš ne vieną sistemą neapsigins už jumis. Nu, turi aš ir varžovas. Aš ir varžovas. Tai jeigu mes paliekam, jeigu jie meta iš ten, kur jie ir pataiko, dengiam ten, kur jisai pataiko visur. Jeigu jisai įmeta iš vidurio linijos, dengiam ten.
Kalbant apie varžovus, akivaizdu, kad jie vieni favoritų Europos taurėje, bet ar manot, gal jie rastų savo vietą ir Eurolygai kažkur?
Nežinau, sunku, jie irgi yra pralaimėję. Jie paskutinės rungtynės su Monaku. Tas pats Hipi, kai nepataikė, jie taip prastai atrodė, patikėkit. Ir Monakas nebuvo, kad ten labai kažką tai labai jau ten gudriai taktiškai. Bet to atletizmo turi, atletiškumo, turi to greičio ir kaip pasakyti, ir buvo visai kitokia komanda negu kad šiandien. Aišku, kad jie turėjo sureaguoti kažkaip. Kalbėjom apie šitą. Bet mes neatsakėme tą reakciją. Ačiū.
Kas nepavyko šiandien?
Nepavyko stabdyti jų pagrindinių ginklų, tai greitas puolimas, atkovoti kamuoliai, aišku, jie viską sumetė, bet mes jiem leidom pasijaust. Jie įmetė, nežinau, kiek 6, kokius, manau, iš bendro vaizdo. Tai paleidom jų metikus mėdyt, veržikus veržtis, šortas, ką norėjo, tą darė, draskė, neapsigynėm visiškai, o puolime, manau, susikūrėm daug laisvų metimų, bet nieko nepataikėm.
Pirmos 7 minutės, bet jūs taip gerai mušėt tempą, kas tuo metu įvyko, kad taip greitai nurūko į priekį nuo to 24-2 atkarpą.
Tai va tas ir įvyko, mes leidom jiems pasijaust kažkurio momentu, įmetė 1-2, po to jau kiti metimai tokiems metikams, kurie yra tikrai metikai ir jie metė lengva jau iš rūbinės gali pataikyti. Tai leidom jiems šiandien žaisti taip, kaip jie nori.
Kur Paryžiaus ta komanda galbūt yra kitokia, nes tas žaidimo stilius toks labai greitas atrodo. Pasijauti kažkur, kad turbūt jie skiriasi.
Taip, jie greitas žaidžia, bet man visai patiko prieš jų žaisti, nes jie žaidžia step-outą ir tikrai nebuvo lengva surasti laisvų metimų, aš taip manau, ir kampai buvo laisvi daugumoje, bet mes tiesiog neapsigynėm. Kas iš to, kad ir būtume metę tuos metimus, vis tiek būtume 110 praleidę, nėra mažai šansų laimėti.
Kiek sudėtinga buvo ta akistata su TJ Shortsu, kokios galbūt jau tas stiprybės labiausiai išmušė iš vėžių?
Tai aš jau nedengiau, dengė Krisas daugiau ir Beručka, tai aš nesu tas mismečas, kur ant Shortsu tikčiau, tai greitas žaidėjas, nueina į savo taškus, kur nori. Ir mes jam leidom į tos taškus nueiti iki baudos, žaidė kelis pick and rollus, mes bandėm rizikuoti jo metimų, bet jisai žaidžia kantriai ir yra patyręs ir baudė mus.
Vienas labiausiai patyrusių žaidėjų rūbinė, kaip galbūt reikėtų atsitiesti po tokio pralaimėjimo, nes toks gal reality checkas galbūt buvo?
Šiuolaikiniam krepšinį dabar iš vis žaidžiam kas 3 dienas, tai jeigu tik tais truputį pagalvosim, kad kažkas negerai, tai toliau bus negerai. Reikia pamiršti. Nėra lengva, bet reikia pamiršti ir žiūrėti šeštadienį laukia Juventusas išvykoj. Tai tikrai nelengva, žinau pats, kaip sunku žaisti Utenoj, nes pats ten žaidžiau ir reikia išeiti iš rūbinės ir galvoti tik tais apie šeštadienį rungtynes.
Bruksas šiandien trumpai žaidė, bet šiek tiek pripažinti per tą pirmą treniruotę, kokį įspūdį galbūt palieka.
Per treniruotę nelabai ką turėjau, kūnas didelis, nelabai supratau apie jį, bet per varžybas prieš rungtynes jam sakiau, kad darytų tai, ką moka geriausiai, tai jis ir darė, statė užtvaras, rolino, kovojo to, ko mums